Hey there, everyone. It's Christy. Welcome to D&D night with me and my friends. And really, you're just here to listen. Like, we're not going to do so much in the chat, but we will get you up to speed. But first of all, I want to introduce ourselves and our characters a little bit. You might catch up as we go, and then maybe we haven't talked about what we're going to do, how we're going to do this at all. But I think Chrisiousity might be best placed to do a summary, an abstract of what the high points are, because she'll know what's more important to remember than we will. I'm the hostess here, Christy Winters. You're on my channel, and also I see you in the chat. So if you have any problems, you can give me a message or anything else, and I will keep an eye on that. I'm playing the character of Elsbeth, who is a cleric for a very beautiful goddess. She is chaotic good, and basically she's got pretty high perception. She's a little bit clumsy, and she's got some fire spells. Okay, who wants to go next? Keep it short, please, people, too, because they'll get to know our characters over time.
Yeah.
How about if I just very briefly discuss the world that you're in? We are in this is a homebrew, and we do have our own rules, and so don't get too tense about things. We are in the continent of Lirune. In the continent of Lirune, some 1,000 years ago, a blight that is called the corruption began in the center of the continent. Though they tried, they were unable, people at the time were unable to fix it, but they were able to find a magic that would sort of bind it into place. And in order to do that, all of the 5 countries of Lirune came together in a peace treaty where they sort of agreed to to a very pacifistic, non-aggressive way of life. This lasted for 1,000 years. People were generally happy. I'm not going to go too much into the culture. But at the 1,000-year mark, when they were supposed to come together to redo the treaty,
recharge the magic.
Recharge it, re-put in the binding, a coup was sprung in the country of Strakoi. The royal family was killed so that they could not go and sign off on the treaty. The country, which is mainly dragonborn, was shut down. And in the past 20 odd years, the corruption has begun to spread again. There is a lot of talk now of war, people believing that the country of Strakoi will probably be attacking soon. There's a lot of rumors as to that. And we have our heroes who are who started out in the little country of Penkirth, at a school of wizardry, which they were at for various reasons, where they solved a murder.
CSI Hogwarts, basically.
They were able to prevent an elven mage from his plot of trying to kill off many of the more magically inclined members of the school with a terrible plague. And they were offered a job to go around and, on paper, what they are supposed to do is make notes and document the mushroom and mycological health of the continent. But what they are really doing on top of that is they are running about and trying to find magical items of great worth and power that can be used as things are getting worse and worse. The monsters are coming back. The potential of battle and fight is increasing. They recently went up to Copper Pass and found that some miners had been taken prisoner by gnolls. They went into the mines, rescued the miners, and killed a whole lot of gnolls. A whole lot. It was a gnoll killing just thing.
We have count of how many we killed because we have a bounty on their heads.
So that is where we are at, and if you would like to go on from there, how about who's near me? Reverence, if you would like to describe your character.
Well, my name is Reverence. I'm a paladin of the Oath of Ancients. I'm 7 foot tall, tiefling, a bit top heavy, a little clumsy. Wear the armor of the group. Also seem to be the healer of the group and the talker of the group and generally other things.
Also one of the more experienced gamers in the group.
Yeah, and outside of the game, I've run this system since it came out, but been playing D&D since I was like 12 or something. Okay, yeah, that's it.
Well, I guess I will go next. I'm Microbloganism, and I am playing the character of Erasmus, a red kobold, originally raised by humans because its egg, through means unknowns, wound up at a human on the little island of Snurd. I am a warlock, and I'm warlock because I'm a pyromaniac. So through that, I got into contact, through my obsession with fire, I got into contact with a fire entity of some description. And I'm generally the guy who sets things on fire, not unsurprisingly. Although we do all do that.
That's true.
We are very good at that. All right, I guess that leaves me. I'm Rhetoric and Discourse, and I am playing Blue Sky, who is a Tabaxi monk. I am, if you see my little picture, that's more or less what I look like. I'm just a giant cat. And I do a lot of giant cat-like things and purr and knock shit over and generally just cause a little bit of havoc. I tend to be I'm super fast, so I tend to be I don't know. I'm going to call myself the carry of the team. I'm the carry, so as long as I'm alive, things will probably not be.
You're the glass cannon.
I am a bit of a slight glass cannon-ish, yes. So I can dodge things, but after that I run out. But that's more or less me. Just fun-loving giant kitty cat.
Okay. Well, so where we left off was you were in the mines with a lot of dead gnolls around. You have 2 miners that you rescued, Tip and Molly, who are kind of not doing so hot. And you have 1 companion and guide who is Uzgex, the Dragonkin cleric. So, what you guys gonna do?
I mean, we killed the things, so we should probably head out and get these 2 to some kind of I don't know, place that isn't a mine.
I'm sure they want something more than just first aid.
But we did kind of have to climb a rope to get down here, and I'm not sure they're strong enough to get back up. In fact, I'm not sure if I'm strong enough to get back up.
We already got them up. We got them up last time. I pulled
No,
them.
we did another rope.
That was the whole.
Oh, the other rope. Well, then, whatever. We can totally do it again.
We'll do the same thing. We'll just tie them onto ropes and carry.
You can climb up there, but you can get
Yeah,
those
be
cat
nimble.
claws and all that.
Yeah.
You just climb up the wall, and
Well-
then you tie it off, and then I'll climb up, and then I'll pull them up.
We'll do it as a group.
We got
Okay.
this. So to the rope.
And we collected all the
Oh yes.
knoll hits last time. Well, all the ones we could, except the one that was smashed to bits.
Got near. Okay.
All right. So you head to the you head down through the tunnels that you had come in, and you find yourself back at the rope that leads out into the higher levels. So who's going first?
Imagine the cat would.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, since he has a climb speed of 20, he basically just like walk up.
Yeah, you can go ahead and do an acrobatics check, but it's not very high.
Oh no! I should have done that.
Oh no!
Sorry, everyone, for moving the screens. I'm still trying to figure this out to
Oh, and
get everything working.
just we can do crit fail skills. Normally, raw and or not, that's not an instant fail. If your skill's high enough, you're not going to be bad at it.
Yeah.
So basically, you start to go up, and your claws dig into the rope, so you have to sort of get back down and then do it all over again. And it's a little embarrassing, but
And I pretend like I didn't do anything wrong.
Very
I'm still
cat-like.
jealous.
all right. Who's next?
I'll go up next, using the rope that he tied off. I'm guessing, correct?
Yep, I gotta tie off rope. Make it easy for everyone else.
It can be athletics or acrobatics. Well,
I don't like this.
There is no middle with the dice apparently today.
so Reverence just I don't know if he's trying to show you up there, but he just about Tarzan swung up to the ledge and landed directly on his feet, like ta-da! Who's next? All right, are you guys gonna bring the We're gonna start pulling the extra people back, or
Yeah, we have the two strong people up there, so
Absolutely.
All right. So Uzgex will help tie them off and give them a boost. So whoever's pulling can do so with
Advantage.
advantage. Yes.
Probably you.
14.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little awkward, but you get them right up, so it's not a big deal.
oh, guess it's my turn.
I can tie you off as well if you wish, Erasmus.
Yeah, go ahead, do that.
All right. So Uzgex actually, he looks at you. He grabs a hold of you, picks you up with one arm, and grabs the rope with the other arm. Says, "Come on, we're going up together."
Great.
All right. Are you gonna go with him?
I don't really have a choice here. He picked me up.
Are you just gonna be lax, or are you gonna help him?
I'm gonna help. I'm gonna climb up.
All right. So yeah.
You want an acrobatics or athletic? Perfect.
No, I just had him roll
Okay.
with, and he also has a good strength check anyway. So he gets you up with no problem. Just, arms and legs going, and he's holding you like a papoose. And just up you go. And then it's Christy's turn.
Okay.
Or
Oh, who's next?
You.
that's you.
Okay. Yes. I guess it might not be I've got plenty of hit points. I think I'll just. Is it a dex roll or athletics?
It's either athletics or acrobatics, whichever you want to do.
I mean, their one is okay. Acrobatics at least is dex. So.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not graceful.
almost- Can anybody? You make your way up about 3/4 of the way, and then you're just sort of hanging there, and you can't quite get a hold. Will anybody give her help?
Pull the rope
Sure.
up, please. Fight my arms.
And reverence the show off of the day. Just
One hands it.
You're critting, so you're rolling natural 20s, especially a lot. That's your third.
I'm getting them out of the way.
Yeah, not when we need him in battle. Get him out early on climbing ropes. That's great.
I will have you know that there are people in the chat who really wanted someone to throw Erasmus. So you're just lucky you got papoosed up.
Stick around.
I mean, it
There's
is a
still
viable
time.
combat technique.
All right. Can we pick a marching order to make it back through?
I'll lead if no one has an objection.
I'm going after them.
Uskex says, well, I am the one who knows the mines the best.
Oh,
so
well, I'll
point.
lead. I thought we made markers on the way. Yeah.
just in case.
No. Okay.
So I guess you guys probably can go about at the same time if you wanted.
Nah, you can lead. I don't care.
It's probably the power move right there.
I'll be at the rear.
I'll be in front of Elsbeth.
High five.
Okay, and Erasmus in the middle, I'm guessing.
Yep.
All right, so I will roll a perception for the front guy, and if you guys can roll.
I'm assuming we have a torch, so we don't have problems seeing in the dim light.
Yeah. Oh, and where are you guys having Tip and Molly?
Oh
Oh, in the middle.
No,
In
we
the
left
center.
them. Yeah, in the
In
center.
the center. Yes, around Erasmus.
All right. So a couple of times he has to look around to check where the markings are or to sort of look and see where things are going. But he does know his way and he gets you eventually. It takes several hours, especially with the people that you have with you who are quite weak. And they have to take breaks fairly regularly.
I hand them one of my 2 of my rations, so they have some food each. Too.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Eventually you make your way through up to the top, and by now it was dawn when you went down. By now it is the very small hours of the next morning, probably about 1 or 2 in the morning, and you find yourself finally leaving the mines behind. And where is it? Oh, here we go. And getting back to Coppertown.
All right. So how many heads did we collect? Does anyone remember?
I think 9. I think there was we either collected 9 or there was 9 total, which would mean that we collected 8.
Yeah.
It's something along those lines. You probably wrote that down.
I did not, unfortunately, write that one down.
Sorry, guys, the map is pretty darn fiddly. How do I get rid of these?
Oh, the thing. Oh, you might be able to make it a separate screen for the chat. You mean?
I think that's the smallest you can get them. Oh, you can you can move them.
Yeah, I can move them, but only to there. Well, at least I can pull them along the bottom, so at least people can see the picture. Oh, I can stack. That's good. Put them all in the corner.
Okay. So we
Chrissy.
get back up the mines.
So Uzgex nods and says we should go back to the Happy Piper and get you guys some place to sleep.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Sounds
What
good to
time of
me.
day is it when we leave?
She just said it was 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
We've been down there for like
I was right. It's writing notes.
basically
That's okay, no,
basically
it's
a
fine.
very long day.
Yeah.
So you head back to the Happy Piper, and the very pregnant matron of the establishment meets you, bleary-eyed as you come in. She's just about to lock everything up. She brings you to your, well, first she sees Tip and Molly, and she's delighted. So, oh, you guys are all right. We thought the worst. And she gives everyone a hug, and then brings you all up to your upstairs rooms.
Cool.
Time.
I mean, I'm assuming Tip and Molly have like, you know, their own houses they presumably go to.
They do, but she insists on them staying overnight because they're not necessarily the nicest places. She says,
That's
stay
fair.
here, you're safe here.
Have a bath.
Yeah, we'll get you something to eat. Everyone will be so excited in the morning when they see you here. And she brings them to their own place in a different room than the ones you have.
All right.
Okay.
I think we're gonna crash out, huh?
Yes.
I imagine we'll turn these heads in the morning.
Great. Just piles of heads in our.
I mean, they probably already smell their nose.
Can we leave them outside?
Outside our door in the hallway? No.
I meant outside, but.
I'll just put them in a sack somewhere.
Fine.
Maybe there's a cellar in the inn. Hide it among the beer kegs.
Are you asking Jilly Joy?
Yeah. Can we put this in a cool, dry place like potatoes?
Yes. Store in a cool dive place.
That's a health violation.
She says they wanted you to keep the heads.
Yes, there was a bounty on them.
Ugh. I'm gonna go get my husband. Excuse me.
Oh.
Yeah, we are showing something gross to a woman who's probably been puking every morning for the last few months.
Well, if she wasn't before, she is now. But in a few minutes, her husband comes up and he
think of that one.
He looks at them and he says, Yeah, that's a bunch of heads.
Yep, it is indeed a bunch of heads.
He rolled low on his perception.
I'm gonna bring them out, but no one will take them. They're heads.
Thank you.
I hope not. That's a lot of money in that sack right there.
Yeah, nobody's stealing heads around here. It's not that kind of establishment. He takes them and he brings them out. And he says, if this happens again, call me. Is there anything else you need to do? Are you sleeping? Going to have a watch?
I hope that there is no need for a watch inside the inn. I'm just going to declare us out. It's 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, and we've been having one hell of a day. So yeah.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have a bit of a lie-in. Late breakfast, 10 maybe. Yeah. Off to the land of Nod.
All right. So you go and you sleep the 8 hours through and awake to a breakfast.
Hurrah!
All right, then.
And general cheering. When you head downstairs, you see the whole town is there. They're so excited to see these miners who've been lost for so long and were presumed to be dead at this point.
Right.
Well, we've done good, people. Okay, so we're gonna collect our heads and go see a man about some heads.
Yeah, let's go talk to the captain.
Yes, I'll bring the heads with me.
Also, we should the other miners. They also offered us money. Remember?
I'll let you handle that. I'm going to go speak to the captain of the guard.
Okay, I will go talk to the miners then.
I'll go with reverence to the guard.
Okay.
Leave the 2 goofballs to talk to the miners. Great.
Oh.
All right. Well, anyone else going with Erasmus?
I'll go with Erasmus. So.
All right. So you see Uzgex is there, as is the woman, the red-haired woman that you had talked to, who had agreed to give you, as I remember, it was 50 gold. Does that sound right, or should I double check my notes?
No, something like that.
Yeah.
It was something along those lines.
Yeah.
So she comes and sees you and says, "You done good, little one." And
Thank
she hands you 50 gold and then throws another 10 in with a wink.
Thank you.
Might have to take her out to dinner later on.
Molly's one of our oldest and best, and Tip's a pain in the ass, but we do like him. Tip is there, and he takes you and he says, later on, I need you to swing by my tent.
Okay.
Gives you a wink. And then they go back to having their breakfast, where they're talking about their adventures or misadventures and how they ended up trapped in a giant hole with gnolls, and that goes on. So I'm assuming the other 2 now go to the captain?
Correct.
Mm-hmm. With our big sack of heads.
With a big sack of 9 heads. And Uzgex comes with you because he is going to argue that there were actually 10 heads. Just one got a little
squishy.
Was not able to be brought up off the ground.
We didn't have a ladle.
So as soon as they see you coming in, they bring you right to the right into the main tent where the captain once again is there. He gets up, looks at your bag of heads, and comes over and says, "Ah, wonderful. Tell me everything."
I'll tell him everything. If
we need to get someone who's less honest to tell everything.
I will tell him literally everything.
I will try to keep him on task.
Well, he listens very carefully. And it's clear that he stops to ask you questions. Things like, did you see any other signs of perhaps other bands of gnolls? Did you see any evidence of what they were doing down there? He asks about their camp. And is just generally, he asks the kind of questions that you would expect a military commander who's concerned about his area to ask.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I give him honest answers. I have no reason not to. We didn't do anything wrong.
Quite the opposite.
We had the opposite. We killed a bunch of gnolls.
And goblins.
And some goblins, yes.
Goblins too, then.
Yes, but they were no real problem.
I know, but I hate the little fuckers. Well, I'm glad you were, you got down there, and here, we agreed on 5 gold a head. It was good, 'cause at this point, since there were 10 gnolls, I came to, 10, 50, there you go. He hands you 50 gold.
All right.
Says, it's appreciated.
Well, we couldn't have left you here without helping you. It wouldn't have been right. The gold is secondary, ultimately.
All right. He says, well, I hope you, I don't know, are you planning to stay around the town at all? We certainly could use some more muscle around here.
Do you have more work that pays?
Well, I mean, always when we have time to do it, but it sort of depends on if we get attacked.
Oh, so this is more a defensive measure than what you're asking for. Well,
Still,
I'm not sure how long we wish to stay around. We might check out the region.
We do have those mushrooms to check on.
We do have mushrooms to check on. There may be mushrooms in the local area, though.
Certainly if you send a messenger our way.
Yes, we're always around. We're always looking for work.
very well. Good to know. And he goes back to his pile of papers and says, hopefully soon they'll be getting us some more guards around here. They keep wanting more and more copper for their infernal weapons of death machines and all that, and they don't want to send anybody down to watch the miners. It's just,
Well, that seems to be a terrible thing. Well,
thank you very much, sir.
Yes.
And yeah, I'll be checking out the mushrooms in the area for our study, just in case I'm in the woods or anything. That's what we're up to.
He looks at you, goes, you aren't deceiving him, so I'm not going to have you roll anything then. All right. He gives you an odd look, though. Like, well, be careful.
Yeah, I learned about dangerous mushrooms earlier.
Yeah.
Those dangerous mushrooms. Damn them.
They might be pretty, but they taste like crap.
Right. Mushrooms. All right.
Anyway, we'll see you later.
Here, what the fuck am I talking?
All right, then. So we're going to gather together. I see Erasmus. What did they pay us?
50 were, and actually no, 60. They added 10 for good measure.
Oh, we have
Very
100
nice of them, I thought.
We have 110 to go between us. Let's see. I don't know how to do math. Anybody know how to do faster math than me?
110 divided by... No.
4. That's 25-ish.
That's 100.
And then 10.
Why don't we
more,
put
so
10 in the
that's 2
kitty?
more.
Why don't we like 10 in the kitty for rooms and stuff? I don't know. Does anyone want to like...
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. We got a bank going then.
I can do that.
Okay.
Do you want the 70s then? Sorry, the 60 then for me?
No, I think we should each take the 25, but then just in case there's like a room or something that's 10, instead of us each dividing it up, might
Yes.
just be easier.
Just a pot.
Uzgex is giving you a look.
Oh, oh, that's actually a really good point.
Oh, yes, you. You're right. It wouldn't be right to not pay you. Yes. What is it divided by 5?
How much did you say we had?
That's 20.
110.
That's 20, and then we can
22?
still keep a 10 on the side.
Okay. Yeah, is
That's 22 for each.
20 gold.
I don't need more than 10.
No.
I brought this.
I insist it creates a math problem that we don't want to see.
Make a donation.
We're good at killing things, not math.
Tell you what. Can you take the other 10 and split it between the 2 miners who were traumatized by their experience?
Absolutely.
I could probably use a beer.
This will do great for getting me some new
Some armor, perhaps?
armor. Yeah.
You did
thank
take
you.
quite a few blows. Perhaps a shield.
Yeah. That would be great.
Yes, not incredibly expensive.
Thank you all. I appreciate you as a scion of Bahamut. And he bows.
Oh, we appreciate you as well. And I'm bow back to him in a way, the exact way he did, hoping that I am not offending somebody.
I've already made it clear what I think about him and his trying to push his religion.
I give him a little bow back.
I'm counting money.
He pets you on the head. And then he walks off.
Great guy. Totally.
So has
forgot.
everyone put in how much gold they have now? Just so.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. I did mine for the kitty and I didn't put my personal gold in. I should do that.
All right, then. So we have a little bit of more money.
Well, we already had quite a bit from the last when we fought the things in the tunnels under the city.
Yes, we did have more gold from that. So, are we actually going to be searching for mushrooms? Are we just going to keep going?
Well, I think I didn't hear it, but
we need to talk to Tip.
yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't I go search for mushrooms? And if I find anything that I haven't seen before, kind
Do
of
you want
perception
to go
rolls.
by yourself
Yeah, I think it's all right around here. I'm at full health.
in the wilderness?
No, just around the edges of the city, on the wooded areas.
Okay.
We'll meet back here in like an hour or something.
People walk around here all the time, so.
All right. Well, if you feel safe, I feel
this is-
safe.
We cleared out all the
What are
knolls.
you-
So.
What are you all doing?
Shocking the tip.
Yeah.
Should probably talk to Tip.
We have a letter to deliver, and he wanted us to come by his tent. It seems suspicious.
Oh,
Like, I don't want to go alone. Let me just.
I'll go speak to Tip. I do have his leather right here.
Yes.
Uh,
Well, meet by meet. Let's meet.
It's got
meet
an
an
arrow
hour.
through it. It's got an arrow hole through it. So I guess we'll go to his tent. Wait,
Yes.
do we know what tent he lives in?
I'm assuming if we go in and ask someone, they will probably point us in the direction in the tent camp.
You're right. All right. So we go towards the tent city.
Okay. You get there, and there's no need to have you roll anything. It does take you a few explaining who you are and where you come from, but people show you to Tip's tent, which is sort of in the center back.
Mm-hmm.
And he's obviously, you can hear him banging around inside.
Hello there.
Ah,
I tried to knock on the tent.
His tent falls over.
he pokes his head out, looking a little scared, and sees you guys and says, come in.
All right. I'll let myself in. And I imagine I do not fit into this tent.
Not easily, no. You're basically sort of half frog walking in. But you get in, and he is rummaging around, and he says, I'm getting the hell out of here. It's not worth it.
Where are you going?
Doesn't matter. As long as it's not underground, you know what I mean? Awful.
Sure. Here's your letter, by the way.
Oh yeah, right. Your mail delivery people, really good at that. He takes the letter from you and he opens it up and reads it and reads it and reads it slowly. And finally it gets done and he says, well, looks like I'm going to New Flint. That'll be not underground, so it's good. Yeah. All right. This is listen, you guys saved my life. I don't have nothing. I don't have money, but here, he hands you a bag.
Open the bag immediately. What's in it?
It's empty. Yeah.
Oh.
But you can put things in it and it's bigger than it looks.
Oh, magical equipment.
Yeah, it came in real handy underground when I was a miner. I'm not a miner anymore. I don't like it down there. Never going down again.
I'm going to turn it inside out, see if it spills any contents out.
It does. You get a lump of copper ore, a few, hard to say even what they are, like a part of a mining pick. He's like, oh, that's where that went. I was going to fix. I should have thought. And a hammer.
Okay. Well, you forgot those things.
Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to get all my get everything together so I can get the hell out of here. I'll leave.
All right.
We could probably help pack, and if you need any help.
Erasmus is a wimpy little man, and this bag here would not encumber him any longer, and we wouldn't have to carry his stuff for him any longer.
Oh, that's true.
That is a very good point.
Let's give this bag to Erasmus.
Okay. I'm adding a.
Or better, we can put Erasmus in the bag.
I don't think you can.
And then we'll never hear from him again.
Oh, yes. I want to try this. I want to put you in the bag. I'm not gonna shove you in the bag yet.
Things die that go in those bags, by the way. No. Here, Erasmus, take this bag. Now put all your stuff in that. Here's your other stuff, and here's this thing.
Okay, you're carrying one thing. You're carrying my carpenter's tools.
There's tools, though. There's more than one.
Oh.
I don't have a
They
place.
come in a box. It's not like they like you have to give me each nail individually. They come in like a thing.
Well,
I think you should give him each nail individually, though.
I'm gonna give you each nail individually.
To make a point.
So I'm assuming I put that like down like a bag of holding or.
Yes.
How much can a bag of holding carry?
I should double check it just to be on the safe side.
500 pounds.
Oh,
Really?
there you go.
Wow. That's
The
good.
bag weighs 15 pounds regardless of its content. The bag can hold up to 500 pounds, not exceeding a volume of 64 feet, cubic feet.
There you go. We could fill it with water and just like flood something.
All right. Now move over to Christy. Christy, where are you going exactly? Are you going closer to the mountain or just sort of in the places with the trees around, or
I
where
think
are you headed?
well, here, let me ask you a question. Where is at least sunny?
Well, you can certainly find places in among the mountain, but now it's still the morning, so
Well, yeah. Can I just say I'll head over toward like the mountain in whatever direction it is that the sun wouldn't shine the most, like good for Mossy.
You're heading
I don't
to
know.
where the sun doesn't shine.
Basically, yeah.
all right. Well, roll me a nature check.
Nature or perception?
Nature first.
Okay, this won't go well.
Okay. You do not find any mushrooms anywhere.
Okay. Can I wander like on my way back from the mountains over to the other wooded area and then look for things that don't look like what I've seen before?
Okay. Go ahead and roll perception there.
All right.
Where are you looking exactly? Down
I
on the
was
side?
I was thinking like toward the right hand side, under in that area.
All right. You find something like it looks like a weird bark on the but on the rocks it's like a lichen, and it's like pus green. It's kind of gross and it smells bad.
Okay, I want to consult my tome of mushrooms and see if I can identify what I'm looking at.
Okay. Roll intelligence.
Yeah. Sorry, yes, it is. It was a tome. I guessed that, but it was right. All right, intelligence. Here we go. Wow, damn.
Yeah, you can't find anything that reminds you of that. So you just take some measurements and some notes.
Yeah, I try to draw a picture of it, but probably not well. Okay, yeah.
All right. So that, and since you rolled perception, that's pretty high. As you're looking around, you do you hear the sound of wings, and as you look up, you see those creatures that you saw a few days ago that had the large wings, and they don't seem to be that close to the they're sort of off a little bit to the north and a little bit to the west, but you see them again.
Okay. So did I know they were going to see the miner?
Yeah, you had said they had said that.
So can I head back and see if I can get to his location and meet up with them?
Yep.
Okay.
And by now, once you head back there, I'm assuming that Erasmus has gotten his stuff together.
I have put my carpenter's tools and my dungeoneer's pack inside it.
Yeah, so there I get through the camp being one of the famous rescuers. You get pointed to the right direction.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not hard to. Everybody knows everybody in this mining town.
Okay. So yeah, I meet up with the party and greet my friends. Hello, everybody. I'm back.
Hello. How was your search?
Well, I found some weird pus-like mushroom that was kind of strange.
Pus.
Yeah, it was. I drew a picture.
What does the picture look like? Does it look like anything that I can recommend?
I didn't have her roll for that. Let me roll a dexterity.
That would be a dex unless she had a tool to do it.
It looks a little like pubes.
I think you should take some lessons.
But that's not the only thing that I noticed while I was out there. And actually, I wanted to ask a local.
What else did you see?
Well, do you remember on our way in, we saw those sort of flying bird things that we couldn't recognize?
Yes, the giant birds.
Yeah, well, when I was out looking for mushrooms, I saw them again. And I was just wondering if maybe locally they know more about that species.
Oh, yeah, that's a pretty good idea.
So, Pit. What was his name again?
Yeah.
Tip. Lovely to make your acquaintance officially. No, without being in the dark. Yeah. Do you recognize the bird that I'm describing? It's about, and I kind of describe the bird as we've seen it.
Don't roll it.
I like a Pictionary.
She describes a pube.
Floating in the air.
He looks at you. Let's see. God. Let me. After a moment, he looks at you and he says, well, I don't really get in on the wildlife around here. It's none of my business, but I don't think those are birds.
Oh.
What are they?
They're these like heart-eating monster bird thingies,
What?
Heart-eating monster bird thingies.
I think I've read that Stephen King novel.
Yeah, you don't want to go talk to them. They'll eat your heart.
Who knows more about them? Is there somebody who is into the wildlife around here that we could talk to?
Here's just
Roll persuasion.
Okay.
Not bad.
All right. So he looks at you and he says, well, yeah, I mean, there's Gwen Raya Fairnair. She's the one that does a lot of the healing in the area, especially of the women. So she has to go out looking for herbs and such sometimes. So she hates those things.
Oh.
What's her name? How do you spell that?
It is Gwen Raya, Gwen
Mm-hmm.
Riah,
Okay.
Faer
F-A-R.
Naer.
N-A-E-R. Understood.
Yeah, fucking elves and their fucking names. Man. That's why I'm Tip.
Is that really why you'll tip? Because her name is that.
So, well, listen.
That sounds like a convoluted reason to have a name like that.
Are you getting snarky with me?
Did your parents
No.
Absolutely
No,
not.
name you that, or did you change your name because of it?
It's an honest question, believe it. He doesn't do snarky. He's constitutionally incapable.
I'm unsure of what that word even means.
Oh, good. I hate snark.
Same. Whatever that is, I'm sure it's a terrible creature.
Yeah. Oh, it's so terrible.
Well, we should probably be getting along.
Sure.
Gwen Raya lives in one of them houses. She isn't like us with the tents, you know.
Fancy.
Oh, thanks for the information. Oh. Anyone else
Well,
interested?
I'm absolutely interested.
All right.
Let's go find out.
Oh, we did get this neat bag. It's bigger on the inside.
Yes, we don't have to carry things around for Erasmus.
Oh, that's so cool. Here,
So-
and I dump off whatever I had.
Yeah, you had 100 of my gold.
I don't think so.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, did I? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then you're gonna have it back.
100 gold.
I don't
got
honestly
from
remember.
the tunnel thing because I was so overburdened because I'm so weak that literally taking the gold
Well-
encumbered me.
Happily, as a cleric, I don't really care about material things, so that's fine. Here you go.
Okay. So where are you headed?
Gwen Raya's.
Gwen Raya. We'll ask around if we don't know exactly where we're going.
I'm assuming Tip pointed in the general direction where the house was.
You assumed wrong.
Well, I mean, he pointed.
Then we'll walk in the direct direction he pointed.
All right. Roll survival.
Who? All of us?
Anybody.
I'm good at that. Living
Yeah,
Yeah.
You probably have to hide
let the cat do the survival.
Yeah.
Hell
Nice.
yes.
You find it so easily. There might as well have been, arrows pointing. You just seem to know right where it is. And in fact, it is a lovely little clapboard house. Here, I'll show you about where it is with my incredible art skills. Right about there.
Okay.
There's a lot of those ring-tailed cats around. There seems to be just a lot of animals in general, people running about, and in a very pretty little yellow clapboard house, you are in, people point to, and you can hear the sound of somebody, just walking around inside. There's lights on.
No, then I guess we'll approach the home.
Yeah.
Sounds reasonable.
Okay, well,
Knock. Be nice and knock nicely.
coming. And after a moment, a lovely looking sort of brownish auburn haired elven woman with pale brown eyes opens the door and smiles at you. Ah, hello, can I help you?
Hi, I understand that you are aware you are sort of an expert on the local wildlife.
Well, I wouldn't call myself an expert, but I do keep an eye out.
On our way into town and out when I was looking at your mushroom, fungi collection species here in the area, we saw these large flying objects or birds, and we're told that you might know something about them.
We were also told that they're hard-eating monster birds things.
We did hear that too.
Yes.
Come in.
Sure.
She brings you inside and she pours everybody a cup of tea. And she says, you were looking for monsters no, you were looking for mushrooms and saw monsters. Is that?
Yeah, pretty much.
We also saw the same, what we assume are the same monsters, bird things on the way into town.
Well, those aren't birds exactly. We have a bit of a Perryton problem in the Northwest. People do have to be very careful out traveling nowadays.
Perryton? And what exactly are Perryton?
You could roll either Arcana or Nature.
I have a pretty good Arcana.
Go wild.
I'll try Arcana as well.
Okay. Erasmus, these are bizarre, evil monstrosities. They have wings like a bird, like a very large bird. They also have sort of a almost like a deer heads with antlers and sharp teeth, and they are vicious creatures known for just killing, really.
Wonderful.
All right.
And yes, also that whole heart ripping out thing does check out. They seem to really like to do that, as you remember.
Well,
How could he ever forget?
Well, so many things are about your heart.
I didn't need to be reminded that those things exist. But now I remember.
Now I remember.
You didn't remember when we first saw them?
Well, we didn't exactly see them. They were like little dots in the sky.
Is this like the boat thing?
This is the boat thing. It's just the boat thing all over again.
Look, I know a little about a lot of stuff, but I'm not gonna be remembering it.
You know a lot of nothing.
Says the person who didn't know what snark is.
All right, well, I'll take
I
the
know
opportunity.
exactly what snark is. All right? It's a terrible goblin that everyone must fear.
So Gwen Raya is just sort of staring at you, and then she turns to Christy, Elspeth, and says, you say you were looking for mushrooms. Is there any particular reason you were looking around here for them?
Oh, yes, we're conducting research having to do with the health of the mushrooms. We had some problems with animals disappearing, and we're doing further research just to see if there's any other things going on in other parts of nature. So I've been looking around your area, and I actually noticed this. Don't look at the drawing, but you have this...
You should definitely look at the drawing.
I mean, depends on what you're into.
It's something else.
So I described to her what I saw, and I say, "Is that type quite typical for this area? And do you have any other kinds of interesting fungi I should know about and note in my journal?" And I show her my journal to show how legit I am.
She goes flipping through your journal, looking absolutely fascinated. And she says, "Yeah, there has been a real change in the health of our species around here, not just in mushrooms, but in all kinds of the plant life." But
I start taking notes furiously.
So she goes on and she tells you of a bunch of different fungal growths that she has noticed over time and the changes that she's seen. And overall, you can, it just appears that things have been progressing in a very blighty, yucky kind of way. Less healthy species and an influx of unhealthy and poisonous species.
And could I get her to remember, like, when she first started to notice it, or if there was any changes in, like, rapidity of the spread of it in her story?
Let me see. I'll roll a d20 for her quickly. She doesn't remember.
Okay, that's just looking to see if there's any, time points that might line up with other things.
You know, I wish I had been more taking notes like this. I'll start, and
That would
then
be great.
I
Yeah.
come back through. I'll get you some all the information I can.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, I can come back and I can share this tome with you, and maybe there's other things that you'll learn about too, and then you can, like, little scholar in the field.
It's wonderful that the Barony School is putting this out there. I'm very heartened to see that people are taking concern. I've been feeling like people just don't care about anything but war lately.
All right. Well, this was useful for me, guys. So thanks.
This is for all of us. We're all assigned to this mission.
Yeah, yeah. But the mushroom stuff is really my corner. All right. What's next?
Oh. Does anyone have anything they need to buy or look for? And I'm not sure how. I don't assume that there's a vibrant business life in Coppertown, but like maybe some rations for the.
I'm good.
You and your ration count.
Someone's got to stay on top of the ration.
He doesn't want to starve. Okay.
As you've been walking around, there are shops. You know, if you wanted to ask around, you could probably find maybe nothing too bizarre or exotic, but you could find all the basic
I'm good. Like I just like in case someone was missing something.
So does anyone know if those heart ripping out monster thingies also guard treasures?
I think we're the wrong people to ask.
Yeah, I don't know that.
I'm just trying to figure out what's.
Well, I did roll quite high. Would I know?
They don't guard treasures unless, you know, disembodied bodies without hearts.
They mainly just like guard their victims.
If the victims had objects on them that were useful or good
And big enough to not just be swallowed.
Yeah, I mean they again, you did roll pretty high, so I will say that there's some lore about these creatures. They're intelligent. They understand Common and Elvish, and there's different stories that you've heard over time, but believing that they may have once been elves or humans that somehow or another did some evil and turned into these monstrous beasts. And the theory is that they eat hearts as a way of trying to get back that emotional core that they lost. Or, nobody knows if that's really true. It's just stories that people like to tell.
It's what I heard in the shipyards with all the sailors, all the stories.
Around all those boats.
Yes.
That you never actually went to.
I didn't go. Okay, I wasn't a sailor. I'm a shipwright. I built them.
And you didn't know a basic rowboat.
We got over the water, didn't we?
But not because you knew about it.
All right, I think it's time to let this go, Paladin.
Listen, all I'm saying is that I don't think he was a shipwright.
All right, well, that's fair enough. I did eye him as well.
But Reverence, do you want to roll an insight check?
Nope.
Doesn't need to.
All right.
I just shake my head and roll my eyes. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, where are we
Oh,
going
yes.
now?
We're here in Coppertown.
If no one has any further business here, what time of day is it? I'm assuming it's like
Morning still.
yeah, like
It's
9,
late.
10.
Yeah, I mean it's getting a little later, but it's you had gone to bed about 1 and you slept for 8 hours, so it was like 9 when you woke up. So now it's probably nearly noonish, but
Do we want to stay one more night, or do we want to head out and continue towards oh fuck, what was it called? I can't remember. The place with the ghosts.
Ghostland.
There's some parts, I can't remember the name.
It sounds like a really bad Disneyland offshoot.
It's like Disneyland except all it's all undead. It's like a zombie version of Disney World.
Well, I'm okay with that. Or we can stay another night. I'll go hang out with Mushroom Lady if you guys stay another night.
We could say it tonight if you don't mind. I don't really know that we have a deadline or anything like that. Sure, we can stay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if that's the case, I would like to go back to that lady's house, tell her that I'm going to be staying, and if she's going to go out looking for herbs today, I'd like her to take her out with me and show me what she's got, like her stuff, and take notes.
Okay. I'm gonna go like in the outskirts of town, and I'm gonna take a torch out of my bag and put it in the ground and start training by shooting firebolt at it, and whenever it lights, I put it out with the controlled flames. So I'm basically target practicing on it.
okay. So I will, let's start with Christy. So you go back and she is very excited to go actually out picking herbs with you. She mentions that one of the woman, Jilly Joy, is somebody she's been watching over and who is expecting her baby any day. And so she wants to get all the different herbs that you would need for helping that. So as she's walking out, she shows you different herbs and places and what she gets and what she collects. And she does show you several other types of mushrooms because she knows the area. She knows where you see. So she shows you a healthy group of mushrooms that people do like to use. It's sort of a brown morel, like, it has sort of a tall conical shape with a tip. It's a little spongy looking, and she explains that this is used in soups, and she shows you some of those yellow puff heads, which you've already encountered.
Yeah, I take some
Weird.
samples of the edible ones, by the way.
And she shows you a funny-looking little mushroom, which is it's got like red undergills and spots on top of it that are brown. And she says it's not really edible, but it's also not terribly dangerous.
Okay.
And as far as the pus mushrooms that you saw before, she has seen them, but they're new here. She's never seen them before, so she doesn't know what this kind of lichen is, except that it's nasty and vile.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
And you are can mark down that you are now friends with the Matronus.
Ooh.
It is a faction.
Okay.
Hmm.
Ooh, allies and organizations.
Yep.
Is there anywhere in Coppertown where a giant cat can get his ears pierced without getting an infection?
Yeah.
The blacksmith.
Works for me.
Blacksmith.
Lay down on the anvil.
So if you head to, after asking around, you head to the Tinderbox, which is the blacksmith, and it is a woman in with long golden braids named Daisy Chabaggins.
Baggins.
Comes out and says, well, what kind of metal you want in your ear?
Something darker looking metal.
Jar.
Iron.
I don't know. I'll ask her. She's this blacksmith. I'm not.
Well,
No, this is out of character. Like Smith Iron. Like that's basically black.
yeah. Is it really? I had not realized I was going to have to ask this. Is it hypoallergenic?
No, well, yeah. There's no niggle in it.
Okay, so she offers to give you an iron stud.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So she goes and gets something that looks kind of like a needle. Whereabouts on your ear do you want it?
How cat ears? Where's my cat?
You can look at the picture you have.
I have Hobbs right here. I can just look at his face. Let's see.
Near the base, or it's gonna get caught on stuff.
I think I'm gonna cut the difference about halfway, middle outside.
All right. So I'll
I
have
see
her roll a dexterity.
I see a bad story when a fumble comes in the future for that earring.
That's just gonna look cool, like the cut into his ear.
She does a good job. She's never done this before, and particularly never done it on a tabaxi ear. But she's good at her job, and she sits there, puts your head like on the side of the table, holds it still, and with a very sharp, hard movement, just punches through, and in goes the stud, clips it underneath, and there's just a tiny bit of blood. It does hurt for a second, but it's not bad. And she says, well, I would, here, hang on. And she goes and she gets a little bit of whiskey, throws it at your ear. Good, keep doing that.
Okay, perfect.
It keeps it clean. That'll be for the iron and the give it 5 silver.
All right. They throw in an extra 2 just as a tip.
Thanks. All right, Erasmus, you were
Target practice with fireball.
Oh boy, I will have you roll dexterity.
Okay.
Okay. Well, you're not as cautious as you could have been. And, you're putting the torch up there and not really making sure that it is perfectly placed so that it doesn't fall over. So it does fall over a couple of times. And eventually a gruff-looking guard comes over and says, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Target practice.
He looks at roll persuasion. All right. You better come with me. You don't pay up these shenanigans.
Can I at least get the torch?
No, you can't get the torch. So he drags you out and marches you over to the military zone that is in the center. He goes and talks to that other the guard, the prissy one from when you first came in, if you remember. And
I do.
They put you in one of the back tents and says, "Stay there, no fire." And then they leave.
Run.
Everybody knows who he is.
Let's see. I could just cast disguise self and walk out.
Do it. Break the law.
I haven't done anything wrong. I'm just I'm staying. I wanna see where this goes.
All right, Reverence, what are you doing when everybody else is off and about?
Oh man, I have no clue. Well, I don't actually need anything, and I don't particularly have anything to do here. So I guess I'll go to the bar and play a tune on my flute.
All right. Roll a performance check.
Understood.
You do reasonably well. Some people, you're definitely getting pretty good at it. Some people are throwing you some coins, giving you cheers. Part of it might be just goodwill from all the things that you've done for the town, but certainly some of it, people are tapping their toes as well. The Perrin comes over, the establishment's owner, and he takes you aside after a minute and he says, "Hey, not one to gossip, you understand."
Of course.
I don't know if you remember that elven fella with wore all the black, like to look around creepy.
Yes, that guy.
Well, I think he was watching you all, And when he got back, he skipped town. I just think you should
which
keep.
way he went?
Looks like he went north to me, but I can't tell for sure.
Well, what a
Couldn't
coincidence. We'll be going north as well, so we may run into this fellow again. I'll be sure to speak to him next time I see him. It seems a bit strange.
Yeah, and you could tell him that he owes us for his room last night. Bastard ran out of here without paying.
That is a shame.
All right.
I will be sure to remind him to return as soon as he can to pay off his tab.
Appreciate it.
No problem at all.
I thought for sure you were going to be told your friend was being frog marched to the guards camp.
I'm just sitting in the tent, but I am gonna like, if I'm sitting there more than like, I don't know, 40, like half an hour, maybe, I'm probably gonna get bored and start doing shit.
Saves you the cost of a room if you can overnight there, though.
That's true.
Let's see. I'm gonna roll.
Actually, make that 20 minutes.
Well, they're definitely gonna make you wait longer than 20 minutes. So, you know,
I'm gonna start looking around the tent, like just seeing what's in here.
there is a table, 3 chairs, a sort of barrel that's in the corner, and not much else.
I poke my head out the tent and just have a look what's going on outside.
There are... Roll stealth. Are you trying to be stealthy or let people know that you're poking your head out?
No, I'm not. I'm literally just looking out. Like, I'm not trying to be stealthy at all.
All right, hang on a sec. So the prissy fella, you remember, says, "Hey, I believe you were told to sit and wait. The captain will be with you when he's ready."
Okay. I go back into the tent. I don't sit down. I just go back in so they can't see what I'm doing.
Okay, and what are you doing?
I don't really have anything to do.
Okay.
I'm not stupid enough to try and sneak out through a military camp when the military literally is all over the town. Like, there's no point in trying to run away from them. They're gonna catch me again.
So what time of the day is it getting to be at this point? Like, we were all supposed to meet back at the inn, I assume?
We'll assume that a couple hours go by and you guys are collecting back.
Okay, if it's a couple hours, I'm definitely gonna start just casting a spell, throwing fire from hand to hand, just juggling one ball, juggling it.
Nothing so far. No reaction so far.
You did want to sleep here tonight, right?
Yeah, that was the plan.
All right. So, let's see.
We start to notice the absence of...
I'm back.
Yeah. So,
Did none of us know that he's gone?
I saw that.
BRB in the chat.
I saw it.
No. Erasmus.
Yeah,
You
that's
saw-
it.
Okay.
I haven't seen him. Have you seen him?
No.
Didn't he leave the town? Maybe he left.
Left town?
Yeah, he did walk out of town a minute ago. Did he tell anybody where he was going?
I would have told you what I was gonna do.
Oh,
All right.
well, he said he was going to go shoot targets out in the woods. Maybe he got eaten by a bird.
Well, maybe we should go ask one of the guards if they heard any screaming coming from the woods.
All right, I will do that. I'm going to go ask a guard. I'm going to go find a guard.
All right. Well, they do patrol, so after a few minutes, you find one.
Greetings, sir. You perhaps seen a kobold around here?
Do you mean the prisoner?
There's a. What did he do?
I'm not a prisoner. I'm not arrested or imprisoned. I'm being detained. There is a difference.
What did Erasmus do exactly?
Well, he was disturbing the peace and something to do with fire.
That sounds.
I didn't get all the information. I'm sorry, but I know that he was detained by one of the other guards, and
Where is
no,
he being held?
well, in the camp.
Oh, I'll go see him then. Thank you. I'm gonna go find Erasmus.
All right. You walk.
You want to find us too?
It doesn't occur to Reverence to find you.
All right, we're watching him from the bar, and he starts walking off. I'm like, what? All right, finish up. Come on, let's go follow him. No, slam it. He's really tall.
All right. So you head in, and you see the prissy fellow is now standing directly in front of a tent at attention, and some of the other guards are just sort of, doing whatever they do, the walking around, keeping busy.
Greetings, once again.
Who are you saying this to?
The fella who we've spoken to before.
Greetings.
I heard that a kobold was captured here recently. A ne'er-do-well, or perhaps maybe my friend. One or the other. I'm here to determine which one.
Or both.
Or both.
Well, he's yet to be questioned.
Oh, well, where is he?
He sort of glances at the tent. He says, "I don't think we can have you be in there until he's been questioned."
What is he being questioned for? What has he done?
Possible seditious acts.
Seditious acts? Listen, I know this kobold, and this kobold is incapable of sedition. He's incapable of most things.
Have we caught up with him at this point?
Yes, I would say so.
All right. So the two of us come in. I know I'm going to dive in and say. Yeah. So I'm going to say, wait. If you guys just hold on a second. If you think about it, this is one of the people who rescued one of the miners. He's a warrior. He's got to keep on top of his game, right? So I see that there's been some mix up here with the target practice. That's our fault, our bad. I think we're just going to stay one more night and then head out tomorrow. Maybe we can just avoid the whole interrogation and prosecution. It'd be embarrassing after this morning for the town. I think we could all just let it go.
Also, he's a complete goofball. There's no way he's doing anything to hurt this town.
That is also true.
Yeah.
That is also true.
Reverence, you can roll persuasion with advantage.
Okay. All right. Persuasion.
He
Double 15s.
looks at you with his eyes slightly just sort of squinty at you for a minute. Then he heads back into the tent and
My turn,
stares
or
into your tent. He stares at you for a
like
minute.
quickly, but the fire I've been like playing with, like quickly like go away magic.
Roll stealth to see if you can pull that off.
Putting it behind his back.
Sleight of hand could be, yeah. You could roll either one.
Yeah, I'm stealth is.
Oh boy! All right.
Well,
So-
I am professional in it, so.
So after, as soon as you see that flap going, you just tuck your hands behind your back, and you're looking as innocent as a child when he walks in. He glares at you, then he goes out and he speaks to Reverence and says, "If we release him to your recognizance, you'll be in charge. It'll be your responsibility to keep him from lighting any fires or engaging in any other seditious acts."
I promise you, they've already been doing that.
Well, just
That will change nothing.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it. We'll
It's
do
fine.
it.
Yeah, it's what he won't. We promise he won't light
He's a
anything
good
on
boy. Leave him alone.
It'll be a group effort.
I'm not a fucking child.
fire. You are right now.
You're like our Groot.
So after a moment, he allows you to come out, and he says, they don't let us keep captives here anyway."
What were they going to do to him?
All right, just go walk off. Just walk it off.
That's a weird thing to admit.
He's pulling him as he's trying to turn his head and he's trying to shout back at the guy, like, just walk away.
Bizarre people here.
Yeah.
How do you not
Like-
get your ass kicked everywhere you go?
I'm quite disarming.
Yeah,
Also, I'm bigger than most people.
that's true.
This is stupid. Like, I'm sure people around here trained at shooting their bows and shit, but apparently I can't train shooting magic.
Fire. I think it was the fire.
Were you hitting the town with the fire?
No, I'm shooting away from it. I'm not stupid.
Oh, well, then I don't know
I
what
set up
they
a
were doing.
torch. I set up a torch and
In the woods?
Well, like not next to a tree, like on the outskirts of town. Like I set up a torch a good way away, and I shot targets at it, trying to light it on fire, and then put it out.
Maybe not inside city limits. Next time. Okay, so this is silliness. Let's get going with it.
I want to see their firewalls.
I don't have that spell yet.
I need to see the codes.
Oh, I thought you said fireballs.
No, they're laws.
Oh,
I need to see those.
I go by and pick up the torch that's still stuck in the ground on the way back.
I still talking about what they're gonna have at, for dinner at the inn, just to distract these guys.
So the menu for tonight is a veggie stuffed bun and chicken, also a chicken casserole. Let's see. Which is, it has roasted apples and a little brandy. And there's some sort of fish cake, but you caught a whiff of it before and it didn't smell like anything you wanted to eat.
All right. Sounds great.
Oh, sounds wonderful.
All right. So I guess a night at the inn, and then we head north tomorrow
Yes.
sounds like a plan.
as we relate our tales of the day back and forth across the dinner table.
Wait. You say the guy? The weird like elf-looking feller?
Yeah, the one who was watching us. Yes,
Their elfin emo guy?
Emo.
He-
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but sure.
It means dark and brooding.
Oh, Oh, you could have just said dark and brooding.
That's longer.
You're an enigma.
No, I'm Erasmus. You know my name.
All right, I'm going to bed. I down my beer. Head
Well,
upstairs.
have a good night.
I walk past Erasmus and just knock over his beer and keep walking.
Wow.
Cold.
Mhm.
Damn. That's hard. That's hard. What did you do?
I would like to. I would like to cast. I use a spell slot and cast Hex on him.
Fireball. Oh shit. Roll initiative.
Is Hex a spell that he'll know has been cast on him?
Yeah,
No.
he will.
Yeah.
Like he will notice. No, he will know that I'm casting a spell, but he won't know that it's that spell.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't know that you have a spell cast on you until you feel the actual effects of it. Like a suggestion spell. It's like literally explicit in the book that magic is really subtle in that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, until like basically if he's hexing, I think hex like makes him disadvantage on something.
Yeah, it gives him disadvantage on ability checks, and I'm gonna do dexterity.
So basically, he won't know until he tries to do something acrobatic, and he just keeps falling on his face.
For the next 8 hours, which I'm probably gonna go to bed before that. So until I go to sleep, you don't have disadvantage on ability checks. Also, should I attack you, you will take damage, but I'm not going to.
I hope this won't escalate.
Blue, are you planning on doing anything acrobatic?
In the next hours, hopefully not.
His nightly flips.
Well, he is a cat, so like.
Yeah, he might get up at like 3 a.m. and just start running around.
Why don't you, just out of curiosity, why don't you roll a dexterity? I just want to see what happens.
Rolled it with disadvantage, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
15. That's not pretty good.
Yeah, you feel fun. You don't. You basically don't notice anything. You see that he's done whatever he's done to you, but you.
And I haven't cast a spell before, so you haven't seen it, so there's no way of recognizing it.
So you figure he's either just messing with you or whatever he tried to do didn't work.
I'm just pretending to do a spell.
Yeah, I mean you're dexterous enough that it's not like you were, trying to crawl on the balcony up to bed or anything. So everything's fine. All right, I am going to. Okay. All right. Anybody else doing anything?
Nope. I'll be quiet for the most of the night, and eventually go to bed early. Why not?
Erasmus?
I buy another beer since mine was knocked over and head to bed after that.
All right.
Although I do sit up for like a good half hour, just keep the concentration up on the spell before I decide that it's not worth it and go to bed. Just listening out for him falling over or something.
Okay. All right. So, that's it. You wake up the next day to a rather overcast and chilly morning.
All right. We eat breakfast. We get ready.
Yeah, let's head out.
So we're heading towards the Misty Mountain. What is the next stop on our journey?
I don't know. I can't see the map for the other map. Freelance and Pass, that's what it was called.
Ah.
I mean, I don't think there's really any. As far as I know, there's nothing in between.
How far away is Three Lantern Pass, journey-wise?
About 2 days.
So a little less to about the same as between New Flim and Color Pass.
Oh, okay. Well, then that sounds like a reasonable journey for me.
Yeah.
Same way, I guess. Look out for the giant birds.
Yeah, do we want a walking order, or are we just gonna wander as a group?
I mean, we wandered the same way before.
Have we leveled up yet, or?
Yeah.
Yes, you have leveled up. You have leveled up.
Okay.
You have leveled up.
Okay, in that case, I come down not wearing my armor, but instead wearing the smoky-looking mage armor. Like, it looks like leather armor, but like made out of smoke. Like it's like it's slowly drifting away, and there's like occasional little embers flying out from it.
All right, I have a 35 total health now. And I have an extra attack, and I have a spell. So, what is the components for that spell? I need to use it, like, immediately. Oh, there is none.
So what are you gonna cast?
All right, so in the morning, after everyone's had their breakfast, I am going to step outside, pull out my symbol of my god, spend about 10 minutes in prayer in a quiet place, probably right on outside of town near the woods. And after 10 minutes, I'm going to cast Find Steed and summon forth a fey elk that I can ride.
Nice.
And a beautiful white and chestnut elk comes out of the mountain looking noble and strong, and eyes glowing a soft blue, nods at you.
Mm-hmm. And I can telepathically speak to the elk. It also knows common. So
Do we have an elk saddle?
I don't need no damn saddle. It's a magical elk. Come on.
I'm assuming we go out to see what the fuck he's doing.
At some point, we're gonna notice the magic.
Yeah. Does it have a name?
Do you have a name? I say mentally to the elk.
He says, yes.
I hope he chose the
So for
Correct
the rest of us, Reverend's just like staring at the elk. Like he's not. We don't know that he's asked that.
I'm gonna look at them after like a couple seconds. Pause and look. Hold on. Any second now. Gonna get that elk name.
You might have to ask for it.
Dave.
What? Yeah, Dave.
Dave the elk.
So he hears somebody say Dave, and he looks at you. And in your mind, he says, my name is Firahel.
Firahel. Oh man, how do you spell that?
Firahel. It is not Dave.
It's not Dave, it's Firahel.
Huh. I was hoping for Dave.
It's just looking at you.
Or maybe cracked door.
Listen, this is my companions. They'll be going on a journey with us. Welcome to the group. I say all this out loud to the elk who cannot speak out loud, and nor can speak to my party members. This elk will be working with me from now on. It is sent from my god.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Can it carry stuff?
Very.
For us? Or take
We
it?
have
We literally have a bag of holding. Why would we?
We have a. I would rather not make my holy steed a pack mule.
What about a pack? No, it would be a pack elk.
Fear of Hell is just looking at all of you with just dismay.
And thinking, oh fuck, I'm bonded to this guy.
Even if you die, I can just bring you back.
There's no escaping this.
So
Even
does-
suicide isn't a solution here.
There's a deep, deep sigh.
And that's how you get a depressed elk.
There are places you could buy steeds here as well if people wanted to look into that before leaving town.
Eh,
Okay.
2 days walking horses. I don't know. It seems we can probably do it.
All right.
Need like
I
one day
prefer
of
walking.
riding.
Well,
True.
My legs might be short, but they carry me well.
how many fit on the elk?
Me.
I could probably squeeze up there, but I don't think.
No, I don't think there's enough room. Don't
Here's-
think
here's
there
the proposition,
is.
though. We could stick him in the bag, and then he could.
You are right. We could stick him in the bag that has no air.
Except I have the bag.
Okay.
Just no room on this elk, turns out, especially not for kobold-sized creatures.
I'm literally the smallest of us.
I don't know what you're talking about. No room for all that tail room that you need.
I was just.
You said your legs can carry
proposing
you.
it as a serious proposal. I'm just.
So this is gonna
Fading
change.
it.
This is gonna change our walking strategy a little bit.
Yeah, because he won't have to walk.
Yeah,
Oh.
but he can ride ahead and scout.
That is true.
So, shall we away with our new scout?
Our new friend.
Very loud scout.
So it's almost 7:00. We've been doing this not quite in 2 hours, and it does seem like a fairly good place to sort of leave it off so that we can.
Yeah, because we might venture out and getting a random encounter, so that's fair.
All right. I will tell the nice people, whoever might be still watching, that how I do travel, which is I set up a bunch of different random possibilities, and then I roll and see what's going to happen to our people. So anybody who maybe has some crazy idea that they wanted to put in the chat or come and put in the comments if they see it. If I see it, I will add it to the list. Hopefully no dragons, though. They're not quite, they're just, they're only at level 5.
Baby dragons are quite killable at this level. I know, because I make my players kill baby dragons.
Oh no.
Basically every
campaign.
Dragons are like adult intelligence out of the egg. Come on.
Okay. So
Except for white dragons, but white dragons are kind of like dinosaurs.
Yeah. So how do we want to wrap this up?
Like this, I think.
Okay.
yeah. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. We do this every week at about this time. And we've just been having a lot of fun and figured maybe other people would like to come and hang out with us. So
We had 16 viewers at one point.
So.
That's not bad.
For the first night, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like I know these live streams don't like exactly get there. Like D&D live streams don't usually get a lot of views.
Yeah. But
So-
but we're just here hardcore, so that's fine. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in, and to our dungeon mistress, to our players. Thanks, and say goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Oh, now I gotta move the page. There it is. Okay, yeah, this time for real. Goodbye.